Ethan stood in front of his piano, sunlight pouring through his apartment windows, casting a soft glow over the keys. Lucas was sprawled on the couch, his guitar resting on his lap as he absent-mindedly plucked a few strings. It was a quiet morning, one that felt like the calm after a storm. Their final performance together was tonight, but this time it wasn't about competitions, expectations, or proving anything to anyone. It was their own concert, a small but meaningful celebration of the music they had created and the life they had chosen. "You nervous?" Lucas asked, breaking the silence. Ethan glanced over his shoulder, a soft smile playing on his lips. "Not really." Lucas raised an eyebrow. "Wow, look at you, all grown up and chill." Ethan laughed, his heart feeling light for the first time in a long while. "Don't get used to it." Lucas sat up, setting his guitar aside. "It's weird, isn't it? How things change." He tilted his head, looking thoughtful. "A few months ago, we couldn't stand each other. Now we're this." Ethan turned, walking over to Lucas and sitting down beside him. "Yeah. It's crazy." He took Lucas's hand, threading their fingers together. "But I wouldn't change it." Lucas leaned in, pressing a soft kiss to Ethan's temple. "Me neither." That evening, the small venue buzzed with quiet anticipation. Friends, family, and curious locals filled the space, all gathered for a performance that promised to be something special. At the front row sat Noah, giving Lucas a thumbs up. Claire sat beside him, grinning proudly at Ethan. Even Ethan's parents were there, sitting stiffly but present. A silent show of support that meant more to Ethan than words could express. Backstage, Ethan paced while Lucas leaned against the wall, exuding his usual calm. "You okay?" Lucas asked. Ethan took a deep breath. "Yeah, I want this to be perfect." Lucas laughed, shaking his head. "There it is, the Ethan I know and love." Ethan shot him a playful glare, but before he could say anything, Lucas stepped closer and cupped his face gently. "Hey, whatever happens out there, it's already perfect. You and me, we did this together." Ethan exhaled, letting the tension drain from his body. "You're right." Lucas grinned. A stagehand poked his head into the room. "You guys are up." Ethan and Lucas exchanged one last look, a silent promise passing between them. "Let's make some music," Lucas whispered. When they stepped onto the small stage, the audience hushed, the air thick with anticipation. Ethan sat at the piano, and Lucas adjusted the strap of his guitar. Then, without a word, they began. The music that followed was unlike anything the audience had ever heard, a seamless fusion of classical and indie, structure and freedom, precision and improvisation. Ethan's fingers danced over the keys with the same elegance as always, but now there was something new, a warmth, a sense of joy that hadn't been there before. Lucas's guitar sang with emotion, every chord and riff telling a story. Their music wasn't just notes on a page, it was a conversation between two souls, expressing everything they couldn't say aloud. As the final note faded, the audience erupted into applause, rising to their feet in a standing ovation. Ethan looked at Lucas, and Lucas smiled back, his eyes shining with pride and something deeper, something lasting. They bowed together, hand in hand, and for a moment, it felt like the world had fallen perfectly into place. After the show, the venue hummed with post-concert excitement. People congratulated them, showering them with praise and admiration. Claire gave Ethan a tight hug, whispering, "I'm so proud of you." Noah clapped Lucas on the back, grinning from ear to ear. Even Ethan's parents approached him. His father looked uncomfortable, but there was a softness in his eyes Ethan hadn't seen before. "It was different," his father admitted, "but you were brilliant." His mother gave him a tentative smile. "You found something special, Ethan. Don't let it go." Ethan's chest tightened, gratitude welling up inside him. "Thank you," he whispered. Later that night, Ethan and Lucas found themselves back at the cafe where their journey had truly begun. It was quiet now, the buzz of the performance fading into memory. They sat together, their hands intertwined, sipping on warm drinks. "So, what's next?" Ethan asked, his voice soft. Lucas shrugged, but there was a glimmer of excitement in his eyes. "Whatever we want." Ethan smiled, a sense of peace settling over him. For the first time in his life, the future felt wide open, and that didn't scare him. Not anymore. Lucas leaned closer, pressing a kiss to Ethan's lips, slow and tender. When they pulled away, Lucas grinned. "Whatever happens, we've got each other, and that's enough." Ethan's heart swelled. "Yeah, that's enough." They sat in comfortable silence, watching the city lights flicker through the cafe windows, the hum of life surrounding them. The music between them hadn't just been about melodies or rhythms. It had been about understanding, connection, and love. And as they faced the future, one thing was certain. Whatever came next, they'd write the music of their lives together,